Hi there, signs of Cancer. This is Kim here to do your reading. This reading is going to be for your next 3 days, messages that you're meant to hear. I'm going to pull a breakthrough spread because it has worked lovely. If the audio is not that great because of this fan in the background, I do have some new equipment coming and it should help that. So bear with me until I can get that taken care of. If you will, thank you for being here. Thank you for the ways that you support the channel, liking the video, commenting. I appreciate you. I do appreciate the support with the private readings. Also, those are in the description box if you want to know more about them. So let's get into this. Okay, opening up to your spirit team, your spirit guides, and your angels for these messages. They're for your Most High. We're going to find out what we need to have a breakthrough about, what the challenge might be, the breakthrough energy, your strength at this time that you are taking with you as experience into this present moment and to the future, your outcome spot, and your advice from the angels position. Okay, so that's Kim Krans Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. This is her archetype deck. I'm just going to pull 2 from that deck. And then the tarot that I'm going to use is this Journey of the Sacred Bee. Beautiful cut, the Empress and the Wheel. That's nice. And the 8 of Wands. Okay, 2 there. 2 here. And then I'm going to use the 108 Oracle, and then we'll be done for the pulling of the cards part. 2 for the breakthrough. 2 for your strength. Wow, that one really flipped. And 2 for the outcome. Bottom of the deck is the 4 of Swords. Doesn't surprise me because these have been 3-day messages. So I do remember the last time I did your reading, there was a lot about recovery, taking time off, taking care of yourself, basically getting enough sleep, enough rest. That was the main thing I was getting from that 4 of Swords the last time. However, there could be something that you're really having to deliberate on, make a decision, maybe take time out to think. Sometimes that card represents taking time out from conflict also, or drama. Okay, bottom of the deck I have the Sap card, which says resources, needed materials, flow, wealth, essence of life, spring, blood, nourishment, sweetness, energy, vitality, grounded, roots, abundant, life force, physical health. Physical health, 4 of Swords. A double message there for you. So what do we need to have a breakthrough about? It's about your new experience coming on in here. Yeah, the new pearl. We even have the water element representation here. So yeah, so your energy is all over this. This is also like part of a seed, a new pearl, a new experience. And the Page of Pentacles. And the Magician. Yeah, so the Magician is using all of the elements to manifest with. The most important one, actually, the most important variable to this Magician energy is your spirit, is the 5th spot. That is you. So you are the one that is actually creating this opportunity. It may come to you in the form of a newsletter, a message. It is going to be something here. I feel like it's tied with your finances, especially with the sap card being there too. And this card, interesting, was on the bottom of the deck before I even did your pre-shuffle. So it is significant here with the inventor, innovation, imagination, creative gadgets, technology, groundbreaking developments, okay to fail, do it again and again, inspiring ideas, setting trends, mastermind, modern era. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't necessarily think we need to clarify, but I will clarify whenever we get stuck on something. And this pile is usually the one I end up definitely clarifying because it's the challenge. Jupiter, expansion, growth, luck, and abundance. Six of Swords, which I like this deck because it kind of focuses more on the work aspect of life, the staying busy, what you're staying busy with. And this Six of Swords says earned success on it. Because whatever direction you're going, this is about going in a new direction. It is for the purpose of your expansion. But going in that direction, having that new experience is obviously the challenge, right? So we have to figure out, because going in this new direction is going to lead you to Jupiter energy. And the King of Disc. A lot of wealth. A lot of wealth. Stability. Firm foundation. Taking care of yourself and others. The means to. Okay? The means to. And the person at Earth. So, yeah, for a lot of you all, this doesn't have anything to do with the Earth signs. It has to do with finances, wealth, stability. Like it says, classy, stable, secure, and grounded, prosperous. So that is the challenge. And I guess we will actually, the Six of Swords is getting out of the Five of Swords energy. Because you have the Four of Swords on the bottom, and this is the challenge, I'm going to make a very educated, intuitive guess that you are in the Five of Swords energy right now. So, let's see here. Can you give me something else on this expansion? This is, business owner or investor, something like that. Five of Cups is on the bottom. Ace of Swords. And this says on the Ace of Swords, so this is about, it says an intellectual gift on the card. It's a good way to word it, because it is information or idea. It's a brilliance that comes in. It is the channeled information that you need, or it is just the communication that you need that ensures a victory. It is about your clarity on how you're going to move towards a more prosperous future for yourself, I feel like. Or feeling more grounded in yourself too. We are being guided. Your breakthrough is that you're being guided. The benevolent guide. I like that. I like the benevolent guide. And the ring. Yeah, so the ring represents a commitment. There's many rings on this. I used to have a ring like that when I was young. So it represents a commitment. This could be talking about different soul contracts, but there being a significant one that you're having a breakthrough about, or something that you're committed to. Could even be a business idea that comes in that you're just absolutely committed to, that you're being guided to this. So you're being guided to some sort of commitment. On this card, it's Temperance. It says alchemy, because it means that there's going to be like perfect chemistry, everything coming together in the right way, the right timing too. This card usually reminds us to have patience with the timing. And the King of Swords, the appropriate steps to take. The breakthrough is your knowledge already exists here, right? You hold, so this is when a person is bound and determined. Nothing's going to change their mind. They are taking the steps to achieve what they want to achieve. they are the, he said, yeah, so just like that, that's what it's saying. That's part of your breakthrough, is to be in that archetype, being decisive, having those certain steps to get what you want. Oh, we're gonna have to clarify this, because there's a breakthrough from that you're having from some. Now this reminds me of the Five of Swords. The Black Widow energy is about an insidious situation or web of entrapment or negativity, and it can be a low vibration relationship, a toxic situation. But remember, you're having a breakthrough from this. So yeah, so the breakthrough involves you having many different choices and options, really, to get you, I'm looking at that hourglass and I'm feeling like the time has run out for these energies to be around you. Can't resonate with you anymore at all. Maybe they never did in your eyes, but there's something here about you realizing here that you have many options. And like I said, that ring, there's many different rings on there. So you do have many different options. You have free will, adjacent possibilities, and choices. Freedom, change, excitement. So you are breaking free. This, I feel like, is tied to the past or somebody from your past. Tell me about this situation that we're breaking free from that is not good for Cancer. The Six of Swords. Yep. And the King of Swords. So 2 King of Swords, another 6 of Swords. It means exactly what it says. You're going to calmer waters. You're getting away. They don't even want to mention the 5 of Swords because that's where the goal is, to get away from that. So you might be traveling. You might be going somewhere. I definitely think you're stepping into your power, being decisive. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, you're ready for something else to turn. And it is. And because the wheel is here. Also, fortune, abundance, feeling kind of quite lucky. It does say on this King of Swords, sorry. It does say the smartest man on any planet. So, man or woman, you have definitely a lot of intellectual capabilities here, especially with this inventor. So yeah, to have something your way, I did it my way, is coming through. I like this as being part of your strength from your experiences, because that's exactly what the wise salt is. It can represent purification, protection. That symbol is the magic symbol. It is your magic at this point. Okay, so you've grown really wise by the things that you've had to experience. It is the grit that created the pearl. It's a 10 of Cups. You know what makes you happy. You know what makes you feel complete. And you're willing to do kind of what it takes to get it with the Tower. So you've been through things where, you've been through things where you had to realize what your 10 of Cups meant to you. And if that wasn't what was being granted, I feel like you were completely okay with the Tower coming down. We do have the Crone card, which the Crone represents somebody who holds a lot of wisdom. I'm not going to take it as a timing card, which it says winter on here, but it might be timing as far as like when we're like getting closer towards a goal. But I'm actually seeing this more as the Crone because of the Wise Salt card. The Crone is a very powerful archetype. It is Maiden, Mother, Crone in that order. The Crone is able to see things from a higher perspective, sees the ups and downs, also sees the cycles in life. Interesting that wheel on both of them, isn't it? The Crone knows when it, the Crone is probably also wise enough to, I don't want to say it, like try to avoid or not even get too deep into energies that would bring them down, or that would, like, they don't complicate things. They can see past, present, future. They're smart. They're intuitive. But they're wise. They're like an old soul. So it doesn't really matter what age you are. I feel like they're saying you're an old soul. You hold a lot of wisdom. Tell me more about what the Tower represented here in the past. It's Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So even if you had invested a lot into something, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money maybe, you still realized when something was not good for you because of the unpleasantness it caused either in your body or with your thoughts, when it's a general sense of dis-ease. And I think that even if you've invested a lot into things in the past, if it did not meet that criteria of your 10 of Cups, you just brought in the Tower. That's what I think. That's what I think that means. Let me get one more on that. So maybe in the past you've had to deal with heavy thoughts of sadness, hopelessness, or anxiety or depression because of, like I say, over this thing that you invested in and the people that you worked with. Five of Swords. The people that you were collaborating with at the time. That can be in any way, but it just seems like that you were okay with, like, so I feel like this is some mental anguish that you've had. Like, I feel like you've learned through it though, and you've powered through it, because now it's your strength, what you've been through and how you were able to change your thoughts around. Woo! Heavy. So what's the darkening card here? Listening to yourself when you know that something is not right for you, is what they're saying. Listening to yourself when you know things aren't right for you. Okay, so what this is telling us is that it's almost like what I just said. You have been through some really dark periods, and you know how to listen to your body. You even know what energies seem to be oppressing you or pushing you down or stopping you from realizing true potential. I feel like you're very connected, mind, body here, and especially there's a lot of being in your head that I'm getting, overanalyzing, being in your head, but you come out as the star in the outcome. There's something about this energy that has really helped you. I'm gonna have to get clarification because I'm not sure if it was, it kind of feels like it was spiritual attacks in some way, warfare. So I have the Castle. So the star is like, okay, things get lined up. You do end up coming out of this energy. Why do I feel like there's a lot of eyes on you even when you've gone through a very dark period? Because, guys, I don't think that this is saying, hey, this is coming back, this energy. I think they're saying something here, one, about your own observation between how you feel, what dis-ease is, being like dis-ease, feeling off, being able to recognize it. But there's something here about observation. You achieve your goals despite, is why I'm saying that. And okay, maybe something like that looks a little miraculous, or somebody they see a star energy, but they don't know what you've been battling inside with behind closed doors. I hope that makes sense. Like, because I'm not saying, I would never be a reader that sits here and tries to predict any kind of like doom. This is something that is associated with the Nine of Swords that you've already dealt with before. It comes and goes. You realize that this is something that is it's a barometer of truth for you at this point. Instead of being an affliction, as something that lets you know when something is off. There's so much going on here beneath the surface that people don't see. Most people see the star. So the Castle card is pride, recognition, position, praise for achievements, ego, wealth, ancestry, antiquity, history, legacy, architecture, power, prestige, isolation, the old guard. Can I have more on the outcome of the star, please? The star energy. And possibly, if we take it very literally, the Three of Swords. And the Page of Wands. Like a new, it's a new beginning. It's something that will make you feel happy and passionate again. But this represents pain and sorrow and breakups and things like that. So there's things like that that you have been dealing with that are beneath the surface that no one sees, that you're trying to recover from, that you're trying to heal still. It says, do not despair, this too shall pass. My tattoo on my wrist is this too shall pass. Because I've been there. Because anybody that gets a tattoo of this too shall pass has been through some crap. So the Eight of Pentacles is, it may have something to do with loss, job, wealth, or relationship. It may, but there's something here that is bringing in major achievements. Yeah, I feel like I've already said it. But what lurks beneath the surface is you still healing. Yeah. And trying to have ultimate spiritual closure from these things that affected you deeply. Okay. Advice from your angels. Whoa. If it feels bad, then it probably isn't good. If it feels against your nature. 3-3. Like a major wisdom and knowledge here that if it feels uncomfortable for you, if something doesn't feel right, then it's a signal. Listen, they're saying listen to your body, listen to your heart. Listen to your feeling. Do you feel like something is against your nature? Do you feel like something's not going in flow state with you? Is it a person? Is it a place? What is it that you are trying to tell yourself? Oh, that's a very pretty card to get, especially for your advice from angels. The prayer. It's like sending out a prayer. It's from the underworld energy here that we send out a prayer. So there was a prayer sent out. It was a prayer to feel in the company of people that see and value your authentic you, that don't try to mold you or tell you what to do or how to act or what box to stay in. This prayer was a prayer for freedom and alignment. People, situations, like all of it. That was what I feel like the prayer was. Because the feeling of uncomfortable can't stay. And so many different options, I feel like, is what Spirit is guiding you to at this time. Because of this. This is an answered prayer. Your prayer was heard. The devil. Ooh. The devil. Look, I'm getting this as that toxic situation and that type of control or power games. Can even be in the realm of addictions, vices, anything that's stopping you from expanding into your divine self. And then the Knight of Disc. And the Page is looking at the Page of Disc. So there's an offer of something that feels good because it's solid, reliable. It can be a person coming in. Honest, loyal, dependable. Kind of like an opposite of this energy right here. Time of uncertainty, but they're wanting to assure you in a time of uncertainty that the heart's going to feel better and that the heart will heal from whatever this is. There's a message coming through of wondering if all people are the same, or wondering if this energy just comes in a different form and it always tricks, like so uncertain whether to move forward, whether that's you giving an offer to someone or an offer coming into, like there's a feeling of what you're still healing from, of saying, is this too good to be true? But this is what they're saying with the emerald, is that you will have healing, you will have fertility, you have eternity, reflection, humility, sexuality, rare, peace, soul restoration, growth, strong relationship, balance, free-flowing love, mature love, and the heart chakra. So I would say, no, that energy is not going to stay. Let me have some more on the answered prayer. I want to know more about the answered prayer, less about the insidious toxicity and more about the good, please. More about the good. The Four of Pentacles. Stay guarded in a good way. Keep on working on your stability. They're helping you grow, be balanced. And this person in particular, is because it's kind of like a building card, you know, when you're building something for yourself. You're also being protective of your energy with this card. And you're not allowing certain things to come in. On the card, somebody's keeping like a secret about what they're building. That could be applying to you, or it could be like recommended to you to keep something kind of quiet or shut the world out at this time if you need to, maybe for the purpose of focus, maybe for the purpose of just kind of guarding your energy or keeping a watch on it. And we have the Hangman. Abused, scorned, and forsaken, it says on it, because it is a card of the sacrifices that we have made. So the good thing is this is solid, this is stable, and this is what you're being guided into. An ending, complete ending. Ten of Swords. So the Three of Swords would be what hurt you, what ended, what hurt you. And the Ten of Swords is representing the completion, the wrapping up, the putting the worst behind you. I feel like they're saying you've waited long enough. You've waited long enough, and now it's time to completely put all of that stuff behind. Tell me more about completely putting that stuff behind. Yeah, another Four of Swords, because it's time for you to heal. It's time for you to rest, repair. And it feels like your prayer is being answered by guiding you towards commitments or people or situations that bring nothing but peace, instead of the stuff that you've had to go through. 444. Tell me more about the peace. Whoa. It flipped over here. I asked about the peace. It's going to require action. Okay, I know that sounds weird for me to say The Four of Swords is going to require action when it's the card of a timeout and rest. But there is a pathway that the Six of Swords leads you away from those other toxic kind of energies or fears. And Seven of Wands is like Spirit saying, you have signs and synchronicities. They're pointing you to take action, to go into a certain direction. And that's a challenge. Venture forth with the Page of Swords. Might I add, the Page of Swords also is like an inventor. Somebody is very innovative. Like, it is an energy of somebody that can really use their mind to have brilliant, creative new ideas. It says, venture forth. Dreams could not contain her ambition, her strength, or her curiosity. A life of thrills awaits. The Page of Swords message here. I love that deck. The Respite Chamber says, deep in meditation, ready for combat. And definitely the Seven of Wands is about like asserting yourself too. So that's what I'm getting. Let's pull an angel number message for you. Definitely heavy on the whole, you are intelligent. Just a reminder, start something new because you're smart, intelligent, and ready. Yeah. Okay, this 30 landed on top of the card where the inventor, it says innovation. It says 30, you are an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. I'm imaginative. 24 says you have a heart of gold, and you're very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones. You're able to be the nurturer, protector, provider all at once. I am generous. Okay. 23 on the bottom with I am adventurous. And then 777. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. I am in flow. 777. That's what I have for you, Cancer. Sending you love and light. Bye.